Hey, so I want to get this video over to you as a stretching video that is going to help if you have a hard time getting onto the floor and off the ground, or if for some reason on a chair is just the most accessible and easiest thing for us to do. So what we're going to do is this is going to focus kind of down the spine and then into the hips and the hamstrings a little bit. So the entire posterior chain from our seated position. Typically, I like to do this standing on the floor because you're able to get the hips to move a little bit differently. But like I said, these are starting points. So no matter what chair you're on, we just want to start off by sitting as far forward as we can on the chair. So that way you're kind of on the edge of the frame. That way our hips get as much movement and we're not restricted by the confines of the chair. So we're going to start by up top and we're going to work our way down. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your elbow to your knee to start. And just keeping your back relaxed. It doesn't have to be stiff or anything like that. But we do kind of want to fall forward, and you're going to naturally notice that your body wants to lengthen out, and that's what we want. And then you're just going to apply pressure with the knee, bringing the arm closer to the other side, and you're going to find that locked feeling. From there, we're going to move our torso either outwards or inwards. This part is totally up to you, and whatever feels best to get the stretch in the exact spot. From there, you're just going to go ahead, again, switch sides, push in, and then you can rotate and modify. You can adjust the knee, you can adjust your back, whatever's going to feel best for you. You want to go ahead and hold each position if we're doing this as a static hold for about 8 to 10 deep breaths. Remember, we always like to breathe through our diaphragm because it's going to allow the stretch to really engage that much more. So after we've done the spine, we're just going to do a simple rotation the other way by just hitting our hand back behind the chair, giving a nice solid twist, keeping the spine long. And then you're going to go to the other side. Sometimes you can pop it back here too. And you're going to hold, again, each one for that same amount of breath count. From here, getting into our hips, you're going to bring your ankle onto your knee. From here, if you have a hard time placing your knee here or a hard time keeping it, you can go ahead and just have that hand resting right here to kind of keep that in position. For some of us, this will be a stretch already. And then what we're going to do is you're simply going to go ahead and tuck the knee in. And if you can, give it a hug with both hands, or if you need this one, you're just going to pull. You're going to secure the leg and then lean back into the chair. If you have a back in the chair, that's awesome. If it's an open bar stool, don't fall back. And if you can go ahead and give a firmer pull in that seated position. So whatever fits best for you. And then you're going to go ahead, before I switch sides, you're then going to sit forward. And then, if you need to have your hand here, you're going to push your other hand on the kneecap. And you're simply going to apply a little bit of downward pressure. You're going to feel that into the side of the hip here, open up a little bit differently on the outside of that glute. Still keeping our tall spine and engaged through the core for a nice posture so we're not slouching through this, or else we might not feel any stretch. If our spine is disengaged, sometimes the stretch actually does not engage. So you're going to hold that again for that about 8 to 10 breath count. Or you can go a little bit shorter if this is for a warm-up or you're time constricted for around 5 deep breaths, if that works better. And then you're going to go ahead and switch feet. So from here, bring that knee up. Again, lock the arm. And then you're either going to secure the leg and lean back, keeping the leg with you and the back is straight, or giving a little bit bigger pull. And then sit up tall, lean forward slightly, downward pressure onto the hip. This actually feels really good today. And then rest. From here, the final stretches that we're going to focus on is for the hamstring. You're just going to lengthen out your leg. If you have a resistance band, this works really well, or a towel, even if you cannot reach for your toes and you want a little deeper stretch, you can place the resistance band right around the ball of the foot. Reach down, touch your toe, and then you can lift up through the spine and kind of push into the seat a little bit to really engage the hamstring and the calf. Let that hold. Again, to the other side, reach for the toe. Again, if you have the band or the towel, you can hold on and kind of inch your way forward. And then sit up, push the toe back, and stretch the hamstring and calf. Again, hold for the same amount of breath count. From there, you can go ahead, get up, stand up, maybe do some ankle rolls and move the joints a little bit. And then you're ready to rock and roll the rest of the day.